multi-quarter. Okay, I think we're good. What's up, guys? Okay, thought of the day. There is no substitute for massive action, guys. There is no substitute for massive action. And this is one thing that I have noticed with so many clients, so many people I've worked with in the past. Like, guys, we as a society, or we as like the people, are just, I don't even know exactly how to word this. Like, we love to procrastinate, right? And the crazy part is we live in the information era. So the thing that you guys need to realize is like information is unlimited. Like, we literally have every bit of information you could ever want or need at your fingertips. Like, you literally go watch a TikTok, YouTube, Google, and you can know everything about anything that you want. So, with that being said, I think the biggest issue that we have with people nowadays is that they feel like they don't know enough, so they don't take action. And this is one thing that, like, it really just helps separate yourself from the pack when you learn to take action. And that's the crazy part about this entire thing is like we live in an era where nobody's taking action, yet everybody is learning everything consistently for their entire lives. And the thing is like knowledge without application is useless. So no matter how many books you read or podcasts you listen to or YouTube's YouTube videos you look up or how long you go to school or whatever the way that you're getting information is, guys, if you don't actually apply it and you don't take the initiative to go and do what it takes to use that knowledge, then it's useless, guys. And that's one thing that so many people struggle with. And even me, like I've done it for years and years and years. And even like money is even a thing or money's even like an excuse as well. Like for this podcast, right? For this podcast, I've been procrastinating it for 4 years now. I've wanted to start a podcast for 4 years. And the thing is like I've researched all the different stuff. I've researched all the equipment and how to do it and all the different softwares and all this stuff, right? And then when it came to it and I finally got my first podcast studio, I was like so nervous and worried and scared. And like, I just was like, well, people won't listen to me. Like, I don't know everything. You know what I mean? So my point being that like you can sit there and research things. You can sit there and like plan and plan and plan and do all this stuff. But the reality of the situation, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship, business, I mean, pretty much anything, is that you don't understand the next step until you take the first step, right? So like the best thing that you could possibly do is just go to the edge of your comfort zone and jump and figure it out on the way down. Like, and because that it forces you to learn and it also forces you to look at different problems, right? Like a good example of this was that we just started Shroom Brew not too long ago. It's a new e-com business. I've never been in product-based business before. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how to do fulfillment or Shopify or like I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. But what we did, and this is crazy, we actually ordered all of the product first. That was the very first thing we did, was order thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of product. And the crazy part about that was like, once we ordered the product, I was like, okay, we got product on a ship. It's coming. Like, we got to get this done. We have deadlines now. I got to learn the skills required in order to sell this and make a profit. Otherwise, now we're going to have all this product just sitting there and we can't use it. And the crazy part was like, then I was like, okay, well, immediately, what are the things that I need to learn, right? I need to learn Shopify. I need to learn how to put up a website and build my SMS and email lists and put together an offer and like all of the things, fulfillment, right? I didn't even know how to fulfill an order until we had our first order. Like I didn't even learn how to fulfill an order until I literally called someone. I literally started talking to people and was like, okay, well, like I have an order. How do I, like, what do I do? You know, and there's a lot that goes into it. People don't really think about this. And, you know, when you're busy, you don't think about it either. Um, but yeah, it's just like there is no substitute for massive action, guys. And this is also something that I look for when working with people, right? Is like your job is never to do somebody else's job for them, right? Especially as an entrepreneur, like the whole point is to get people doing their job efficiently and allow them to build the skills required in order to be successful. Um, but the best thing that you can do as a leader, entrepreneur, or like management, right, is give people the foundation, right? Give them an idea of what you want and then let them take the initiative. And the crazy part that you guys will learn is like once you get to that level where you are delegating things and you're trying to figure out like what that whole thing looks like, um, it really separates the people who who take initiative from the people who do the bare minimum. And this is a principle for every single thing in life. Like if you take initiative and if you like actually try and show up and apply yourself to anything, it's so much easier than like one, it's so much easier than you would have ever thought before. But two, that's where the results are. Like that's where the money is and the body is and the whatever metric you measure your success, it comes from taking initiative, right? Whereas the type of people who show up and do the bare minimum because whatever the reason is, maybe their mom or dad told them to show up or their paycheck depends on it or whatever the thing is like they're playing a game of minimums, guys. It's like how little can I do to make just enough money to get by so that I can eat and live. And that's like literally the worst existence that you could have in this life. Um so we want to shift our mindset, guys. Like that's just the reality of life and entrepreneurship and business and, you know, all the things is like you have to look at life as like how much can I give in every single scenario, right? Like how much can I give as a brother, a son, a dad, a husband, like every single role that you have, a business owner, you know, how much can you give? And it doesn't matter what the return is. Like that's what people miss is like they always view things as transactional, right? I'm going to give this and I'm going to get this. And the reality of life is that that's not the way that things work. As much as that, like, as hard as that is to wrap your head around, it's like, it's not always one thing for the next. Like, life is not fair. It's not always an eye for an eye or a dollar for a dollar or, you know, it's simply just like show up and do the work and give it your all every single day and know that there's no promises and like and maybe one day after showing up and providing so much value for so long, then things will start to come. And that's in my mind that's what true faith is, right? When you look at like when we go into religion and stuff, like so many people talk about faith, so many people talk about like, you know, God and all the stuff. But the reality is just showing up and doing the work and being the best version of you, just in hopes. And you don't even have to really expect anything in return, but just know that that's you and know that it's a universal law that the more you give, the more you get. Um, so yeah, guys, and this is the quote that I always come up with in my head that it's just been going, I don't know, it's been in my head like every single day. I don't know, um, is the more you do, the less you wait, guys. The more you do, the less you wait, right? So, with that being said, it's all just about taking initiative. It's all just about continuing to show up and make things happen with what you're given. And that's what so many people just struggle with, because you could give them the world, you could give them every single thing, every single resource, money, like, and this is why so many famous people fail, or so many famous people end up like ODing or in trouble, or whatever the scenario is like, if you give, or if you receive things and you're not ready and you're not willing to take initiative and like look at the next step and build from there, then you're just playing a game of minimums. And like at that point, it's basically just self-sabotage. So if you give somebody something that's like that they haven't worked for, or they haven't suffered for or sacrificed for, then a lot of the time they just end up sabotaging the entire thing. And so with that being said, this is also something that you need to look at with everybody around you as well. Like, are they the type of people that you can give them the foundation and they come back with a full house, or are they the type of person that you give them a foundation and nothing's going to happen, you know? Me in particular, I always look at that and I'm like, okay, those are the people that I want to work with. The people who I can give the foundation with, or I can give the foundation to, and they're going to come back with a full house and they're going to thrive, you know? And it's not a transactional thing. Like, I genuinely want them to do very good for themselves, but in order to first, like they have to appreciate that first in order to go and like build that for themselves. Otherwise, you're just kind of giving out to people who don't appreciate your giving, which is fine. Like, you don't have to expect anything in return. But it's just, if you want to really make a difference and continue growing and building your own momentum, it's best to choose those people who are able to appreciate your gifts, right? Otherwise, you're just going to be feeling drained, and it's okay. But I definitely tend to want to give to people who are able to go build things and take initiative and take control of their life, because why, you know what I mean? Like, why would you want to give to somebody who like is just a taker, you know? And so the biggest thing that I can say here, guys, is this, and this has kind of went clear off the rails, but be the person who receives the foundation and comes back with a house. Be the person who is given the tools and then goes and applies them the next day and shows up with something phenomenal that like nobody could have even imagined. You know, be that type of person. Don't be the person who's like, "Oh, I know you gave me this. I couldn't do it. I know you gave me this and I couldn't do it. I know that you gave me the opportunity, the money, the whatever, the blueprint, and I just couldn't do it." Because the reality is that's a victim mindset. But the biggest takeaway from today, I would like to say, is like, the more you do, the less you wait, right? And even if you fail, even if you like fall and look stupid, the reality is the people who are trying to help you, a lot of the time they'll acknowledge that and be like, okay, they're trying, you know? And the crazy part about that situation is like, if you're trying, people are way, 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 way more likely to help you if you truly need it. If you're not trying, then, you know, better luck next time. Go find the next sucker. But if you are trying and failing and trying and failing, you know, once you do get to that success, the people who helped you along the way are going to be clapping, because they knew what it took to get there. They knew that you showed up and took initiative. They knew that you had faith the entire time and you never lost it. So they know that you deserve it, you know? And they may have helped you along the way, but most people quit. Most people do not take initiative, and most people are so beat down that you could give them $1 billion and they'll come back next year broke. Like, that's just how some people are. So yeah, guys, you just have to realize that, right? The more you do, the less you wait. The more you do, the less you wait. So with that being said, if there's anything going on in your life right now that you are feeling iffy, if there's anything you are doing in your life right now that is scary or whatever the thing is, and that's, for me, that's this podcast. It's scary for me. I literally just had 15 minutes between calls and now I'm here, and I was like, I thought about it and I'm like, oh, maybe not today, I'm busy. And then I had 15 minutes open and I was like, okay, I'm going to get it done no matter what. And I'm going to show up and I'm going to get better and better and better as time goes on. It's just, you have to show up first. And even if you make a fool of yourself, even if you look dumb or whatever, you have to show up first. Like, you have to take the initiative, put yourself in the room, put yourself behind the mic, turn on the cameras. Like, you have to show up first for yourself. And then with time, you know, you will be able to build something amazing, and just trust that that will happen. So anyways, that's the thought of the day, guys. The more you do, the less you wait. The more you do, the less you wait, guys. Don't forget about that. Always be the person that takes initiative. We will catch you on the next one. Let's go.